In a world where weebs and gamers get together to talk about anime and video games, this episode will have you cursing in your pants today because we're talking about JJK, Jujutsu Kaisen.
It never gets less cringy. It really doesn't.
Yo, dude, I'm starting to hate myself less.
Yeah, because I mean, like, we're on episode 7 already, so it's kind of like
it's like getting over those jitters. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Now it's kind of like secondhand nature to you.
It's like the first day of school, or like when you're at the school dance and you're scared to dance, but then you just go out there and you have fun with it. You know?
No, I was still always nervous.
It's still fucking cringe, bro.
All right, guys. So as I said earlier, welcome to episode 7. This week we're going to be talking about Jujutsu Kaisen and, our opinions and thoughts on it. So as we start every single episode, starting with Norland, what is your anime recommendation of the week?
So my recommendation actually isn't a TV show. It is a movie of which I saw, like, as of recording this, yesterday. It's called The Deer King. So it was his directing debut of one of the executive producers of Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, and Your Name. Very good friends with Hayao Miyazaki. Don't remember his name. Phenomenal job. Imagine if Princess Mononoke had a spiritual successor. That is the best way I can describe it, right? It is chilling, beautiful story, great characters, phenomenal soundtrack and visuals. Couldn't recommend it more. It's going to be in theater for the next week still. I highly recommend y'all go check it out.
Dope. I actually did not know about that one, so I might actually take you up on that.
Fantastic movie. Very well made.
All right, Richard, your turn.
Okay, so my anime recommendation of the week. Listen to my words very carefully.
Oh, God.
Season 1 and only season 1 of The Promised Neverland. That was so
What the fuck?
I can't escape.
That was one of the first animes that I watched that wasn't super based on, I guess, action, you could say, and it was a really captivating and unique story. And I binge watched that one season that was on Netflix, like in a span of a week or less, probably, because it was only like 12 episodes. And then I was very excited for season 2, but if you know, you know.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. Like, I remember staying up very late. I think I had gotten my my wisdom teeth taken out when I started watching it. I was like at night, like I couldn't sleep at all. And yeah, it was something that kept me hooked. And I remember even after that, because I was still watching when episodes were coming out. I remember I went to school late, like on purpose, just because I was finishing up that episode. And I think the most funniest part is the fact that my mom actually let me go late to school at that point. Like, she just didn't care anymore.
Respect.
But yeah, season
Your
2
mom's
is
a real homie.
No, for a fact. For a fact. Well, she didn't know why I stayed. I just said I have a stomach ache, but whatever. That's the point.
Like a liar.
Hey, man.
You lie to your mom?
My mom watches, well, not watches, but listens to our podcast. No, I'm kidding.
Love you, Angel's mom.
But yeah, like,
Sorry.
the first season was, it's, don't get me wrong, it's good. It's like, it's one of those animes that will keep you entertained and hooked and invested in the story just because of how dark and twisted it is, especially since the beginning. It's a very, they start off very friendly. Like, hey, all these kids are getting adopted, yada, yada, yada. And then, soon later on, you find out that it's a lot worse than that.
I'm, as what the kids call, an avid hater of this series. But I'm going to give it one thing. The fucking OST of this is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
Isabella's Lullaby is probably one of the best anime OSTs, hands down.
I'll give you that.
Okay.
I'll give you that one.
All right.
That's
Sure.
the song she sings.
Well, in
No, I didn't know that. I'm so sorry, Norland.
Oh, okay, cool. Just making sure.
well, in terms of,
All right, sir.
I guess I'm going to recommend an anime. I have no idea if this has been recommended before. I doubt it. I'm going to recommend probably the first real anime I ever watched that, in my opinion, holds up. At the very least, season 1 is an anime called Ararara. It is weird. It's funny sometimes. It's got a good OST. In my opinion, the story. Yeah, no, the opening.
I haven't heard that name in so long. Continue. I'm sorry.
it's chill now. I love the opening of it. It still lives on in my anime like Weebs playlist, and I need to rewatch the rest of the seasons to be able to kind of get a better handle on the rest of the story. But season 1 was fantastic. The manga, I read the rest of it up until like I think like one of the third arcs or something, and I thought it was really cool. I liked the characters, the story building a lot. And I don't know, there's something about the story that just still sticks with me like years later. Maybe it's because it was the first anime I really watched, and it was like, okay, yeah, this is anime. But I don't know. What up?
Well, the buff guy on the couch is Richard.
My brother.
My bro. Besto friendo.
I'm gonna go ahead and hijack Sarah's recommendation and change it for her from Durarara to Bacano,
Okay, listen.
and that's it.
Listen, they're in the same style. They're I think by the same author, but
They are made by the same author.
I'm gonna stand by my I'm standing by my statement.
That's fair.
I can hear that. Everyone can have opinions, even if they're wrong in my
I feel like
head.
both are gonna go back and forth. This
I
episode.
didn't.
It's
I didn't say
hilarious.
your opinion
I
was wrong. I said
We
all
have
right,
gone
that's
back and
fair.
forth before, and it will continue on. Be
But, hey man, that's fine. Okay, so as for me, I'm gonna go with Yu Yu Hakusho. And you didn't fucking guess it.
Yes, Angel, yes!
Exactly.
I like your pick.
I think when it comes to like old school, old fashioned like animes, this has to be on your top 5. Like there is no way that this isn't gonna be up there. Kind of the same way that yes, as redundant as Dragon Ball Z. As redundant as Dragon Ball Z can be, like it holds up to kind of the same thing. But personally speaking, story wise, I think it is 10 times better than fucking Dragon Ball, in my opinion.
I agree with that sentiment. Yu Yu Hakusho is one of those anime that when you talk about classic anime, it's definitely on that list like you were saying. It's up there with the Triguns, the Cowboy Bebops, the Gundam Wings. When you talk about like peak late 90s, early 2000 anime, it's up there. So fun fact for you, did you know that Yu Yu Hakusho, the manga, outsold Dragon Ball during the Dark Tournament arc?
I can see that though.
I
can see that.
How the
though.
Crazy.
fuck do you outpeak Dragon Ball?
Nah, but I can see that. Even when that actual arc was animated, it was still
Fire.
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 So I can believe
Yeah.
you on that one.
So Yu Yu Hakusho, man, I love the pick. Classic Togashi, fucking love it. My boy Kuwabara, I have a sword that cuts through
Kuwabara.
dimensions. I love that man. I love that. He not a single brain cell in sight. So lovable.
And you know what's even crazier? Like it's very rare for me to ever say that a dub is good.
Yeah.
I will give it to the dub. Like it's still enjoyable to watch, and at times when I don't feel like actually, taking the time to pay attention and read, I will put that in the background as a dub, and I don't mind it. You get me? It's not as cringy as fuck as you have Deku and My Hero being like,
Oh,
I
no.
have to get stronger.
Or Mexican
God.
Tanjiro
They-
in,
No, that's just
in
absurd.
Demon Slayer, of which we can make that joke. We are Hispanic.
I don't think that ratifies it.
Yes, it
No, it
does.
does. It's
You
pretty
are
bad.
Oh, it
Angel.
does?
Angel is Central American. He's allowed to make that joke.
I am from Honduras indeed. All right,
And
so
I look extremely American, but I swear I have Cuban blood in me.
That could be said for like half Miami at this point. Let's be
half
honest.
Miami.
It's true though. You see some
It's
dude
very
roll
true.
up in the khakis
Yeah,
and like
you're not
plaid.
wrong. No, you're
Like,
not
oh
wrong.
yeah, my hermano. Like,
Hermano.
okay, great.
Hey, bro, what are you talking about? You want to go get some lechon and have some mojitos?
Oh my lord.
Stop.
Mm. Before this gets any worse,
Too late.
all right, Norland, give us your opinions and thoughts when it comes to Jujutsu Kaisen, and I'm talking about anime only as of right now. Let's keep it
Please.
very
Okay.
strict. We are not gonna be getting into the manga at all.
Okay, so where did the anime cut off? Can I have a reminder of that?
Okay,
Because-
Right up to where season 1 ends.
No, wait, like
Okay.
what actually happened? Because I
Okay,
don't remember.
so at the
Oh.
very end of season 1, right after they get one of Sukino's fingers and they beat two of the cursed blood brothers, Kechizu and Echizu.
oh, okay, okay. now I
That's where it
remember.
ends, and then Gojo rounds up the three of them and he's like, "Hey, we got a mission to get to in Shibuya."
Yeah, okay, that's now. I
That
remember.
is exactly
That's
where it
literally
ends.
where it ends.
That's literally
And
where it
if
ends.
we want to touch topic on Jujutsu Kaisen 0, that is perfectly fine.
Okay,
I
great.
just don't want to touch manga.
no. Okay, that's fine. I just,
That
'cause
is-
I'm just.
Very fair,
Yeah.
because as a manga reader,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell the audience right now, "Ooh, baby!"
Oh yeah, no, it is.
And,
Insane.
on my end, I haven't caught up yet fully.
And Richard is anime only, so we're gonna make sure that we are not spoiling it for him, because from a reader here, I'm gonna tell you right now, great things to come,
Oh, no,
for a
it
fact.
is. You cannot expect,
and you will not experience it the same coming from a secondhand source.
No. and you can't predict it. There's no way.
So you want my opinions on Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna explain it in a very easy and subtle way that everybody, and I feel like you guys are gonna agree with this statement. I'm gonna call it a modern battle shonen renaissance of sort, right? You could tell where it picks up from its predecessors, right? You could tell, hey, I get the demon possessing me from Naruto, right? I get cool fucking powers like I do from Bleach. I have lovable characters like I do from One Piece, right? I have awesome fucking fight choreography like we do in Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter. Our power scaling system is incredible like Hunter x Hunter. You could tell that Gege really got all these aspects from all these manga that he probably grew up reading back in the day, right? And poured his heart and soul, took the best parts of them, put them together, and Jujutsu Kaisen is that love child.
Yeah, and not even that. It's not even as a, how do I put it? Like, you can tell that it does take from those certain like mangas and anime, but it's not to the point where it's as repetitive.
No,
You get
yeah.
me?
I agree. It feels like a fresh take
Correct.
on what they say. But that is also where a lot of people's criticism comes into the series, which I'm also willing to acknowledge,
Yeah.
where people are like, it feels too samey, right? They're like, oh, it's more of the same shit. Yes, David from Discord, it is more of the same shit. But guess what? It's done better.
No, for sure.
And that's what it is. It's peak battle shonen. And not even Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer, with its amazing writing and everything, doesn't even come close to Jujutsu Kaisen's level of writing in terms of battles.
oh yeah, it's
Oh,
totally,
for a fact.
total different vibe.
If I have to hear fucking Tanjiro tell his family, Father, I don't think I can do it. I can't hold on anymore. And then the dad's ghost shows up again, and Tanjiro surpasses his limits for like the 10th time with every bone broken in his body. I swear to God, I'm going to put my head through a wall.
It leaves you wondering. It also leaves you wondering, like, does this like father's ghost also not get fucking tired of coming back and telling him the exact same shit every time?
You could do it, my
You
son.
can do it. Like at this point, I'd be like, yo, stop
Right.
fucking bitching and let's go.
He's probably got nothing better to do in the afterlife. He's like, what is he gonna do?
Yeah. Jujutsu Kaisen has badass villains, badass fights, badass characters. Every
Badass
fucking character is
animation.
badass.
Oh
There's
my
a
God,
character
animation.
that's a fucking little witch, and she's badass.
Yeah, honestly, not what you're used to hearing about the lolly, but there it is.
Alrighty, Richard. I see how passionate Norland is about it. Let's see where you stand now.
So as we mentioned before, I am an anime only, so I may not be as passionate about
No,
like.
this is just from the anime.
This is that. Yeah, this
Okay.
is solely from like.
But well, to put it short, that shit is fire. Not gonna lie. This was one of the a storyline aside. This was one of the first animes I was able to see from the beginning. Animated by Mappa. I watched Attack on Titan and all that, and they did pick that up during the later seasons. But this one combined with the story, the fight choreography, even in like episode 1, that fight choreography was amazing, and I think just that one episode was enough to hook a lot of people onto the anime. And then as you proceed through the episodes, and then you just start seeing how the characters progress, and there's some cool ass characters as well, like Norland mentioned from One Piece. But if I know Angel and Norland know, I had Gojo as my wallpaper for like
Oh my god.
probably a year.
Because you have good taste,
The
best taste.
yeah, I'm very excited to see where the anime goes. The movie was amazing. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. But as of now, I'm just excited to see where it goes.
Oh
Okay.
no, for sure. Everything that has been said before. One of the best things I think about Jujutsu Kaisen for me is that I've watched a lot of anime, right? So I already knew, like, once I saw, some of the promotion trailer, I'm like, okay, I'm probably gonna stick with this because it seems really cool, and I was committed to doing that, even if the first episode was kind of mid. But thankfully, sorry, the first episode not only met any expectations I had for the anime, but they surpassed it to the point that, okay, I'm hooked. Like, they could introduce the most trash person in this second episode, and I wouldn't care. I'm already committed. I need to see what this dumb pink-haired idiot does after going through this shit in the first 20 minutes, the first 15 minutes of this show. And I feel like that's a really kind of great thing, because there's a lot of anime, not naming any names, that takes a while to get good enough to really kind of
Name
click you
names. Name names.
No.
Throw them under the bus.
Do it.
Sarah, that's the whole point of this podcast. Come on, throw them under the bus.
Well, okay, to be okay, well, in my opinion, Full Metal's kind of like that. Brotherhood. I love Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I love it. It's one of my favorite anime of all time. But it's a little slow to start. To get you really invested in the story, You have to hang in there for at least
I will
like
agree with
6
you. It
episodes.
took me 4 different times for me to actually stick to it.
Yeah.
Until you get to that opening that goes da-na-na,
Yep.
golden time, it doesn't
Yeah.
get good.
No. So that's not the problem with Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen hits the ground running in terms of animation, in terms of storyline. It is vague enough to keep you interested in what's going next, but also explains enough that you're not like, okay, great, so we're going to be dragging out this mystery for like 50 friggin' chapters. Excuse me, like half a season, and then it's going to be so anticlimactic. No, it grips you. And Mappa is just killing it in terms of the fights and everything with this anime. Like, this is an anime I can watch and I can just turn my head off, my brain off, and just watch and enjoy because big fights go burr, but also, holy shit, what is that power that this guy just pulled out of his ass? Like, I didn't even, what? Great. I don't know. That's the grip for me. It's like, I don't know what's going to happen next. There's no way for me to predict this shit. And that is awesome. After years of saying, he's like, okay, yeah, and then he's gonna do this shit. Oh, he's probably gonna like a
Who's
power up at
Goku
this
gonna
point.
fight now?
Goku.
I was like, okay, he's
Is
down,
Gojo
broken.
better than Goku?
Yeah, no. So
That's a question
it's-
for later.
That's a question for later. And it's just,
Oh,
That's a question for later. Can Gojo beat Goku?
you know my answer to
that
this.
is our whole podcast about
It's like
We should
measuring.
start an additional secondary podcast.
about if Goku can beat this person.
No, see, that's already a
Can
YouTube
Goku beat
series.
AIDS?
Yeah, that's the thing. That guy already has he's already cornered the
Can
market.
Goku beat AIDS? By the way, for those of you who don't know, that is a YouTube video, and this guy literally markets himself as "Can Goku beat X thing?" and he has an entire video on if Goku can beat AIDS.
Hold up, I need to look this up right now.
No,
Look it
li-
up, fact check it. I
Like,
guarantee you
literally
it's real.
Every other episode of Can Goku beat so and so, and the most popular impression video on his channel is Can Goku beat AIDS, and it's just that, and you just see Goku next to like an AIDS.
What if
like,
Goku was HIV positive?
Yeah, no,
There it
that-
is. There it is. There it is.
Yeah, it is.
I wasn't. We weren't kidding.
Let me add this to my watch later.
He's like, I'm subscribing.
Spoiler alert.
I'm liking every
Yes,
video right now.
Goku can beat HIV.
I figured.
Also, side note or sidebar, back to Jujutsu Kaisen. This is a unique anime in case I don't hate any of the main trio, which is a nice change of pace. Because usually in animes, when you have like a focus, like, oh, you have a main character, side piece, and then like his rival or fated like destined guy, whatever the hell, I usually end up hating at least one of them.
You know,
Not
I
this
kind of
guy.
agree.
Like
yeah,
you, Sakura.
you're not right. So, yes, I was literally thinking
The
the
last
same
time
thing.
that I had an anime that I actually enjoyed, like everybody in the main trio, was probably Bleach, because I liked Ichigo, Renji, and Rukia.
Hmm.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, Demon Slayer's okay. I just think Zenitsu gets a little bit annoying after sometimes.
He's pathetic, but that's the appeal.
Yeah.
He's a simp.
He's a sad little meow meow.
He's not a Sigma male.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna agree with all of you. Like, I remember the first episode. I know you said something about like the first episode being mid, and not like keeping you.
Oh no,
as
yeah,
hooked.
that was my expectation. It didn't. It made it.
At all.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like I'm trying to think of an anime that got me to think the same way in a weird way, and I
Like,
want
that it hooked you
Vinland
quickly.
that
Saga.
it hood, huh?
Villain Saga was the one.
Yeah,
That
that,
one was
was
pretty
literally.
good, yeah.
I was about to say that. I'm like from the get go, from like the beginning to the opening to everything. I was like, okay, shit, this is like,
Mhm.
I know I'm sticking with this.
Mm.
Kind of the same, actually, literally the same way how I felt with Jujutsu Kaisen. Like there wasn't a moment in those like 24 minutes where I was like,
Hmm.
yeah, this is I remember I thought the cover art was okay. I was like, oh, what is this? Like it's new.
Mhm.
I'm like, all right, bet. Like it was a Friday, I had nothing to do. I was like, all right, let me just spend 24 minutes of my life here. After that, I was like, oh shit, this is.
There was you before Jujutsu Kaisen,
And then there's after Jujutsu Kaisen. I remember I literally when I finished that episode, I looked up. I'm like, how many episodes is this anime gonna have? I got so happy to find out like that it was more than 12. I was like, this. Thank you.
How many
Like,
is it?
24.
24.
Oh, I meant like for the first season.
Yeah, for the first
Okay.
season. Like, so I was like, okay, cool. This is something that I can do every Friday now. Like, I remember getting home from work, like, then dropping her off and then going straight. And by her, I mean my girlfriend who's standing like literally right next to me.
Hi, Brittany.
So I would get home, drop her off, and then everything I'd just be there watching Jujutsu Kaisen, and it just got better and better and better. Like it never failed to this point. There was not one episode where I said, "Oh, this is like Naruto," or "There's a filler," or "This is okay," and this is okay for an episode. Like you get me? Like
Mhm.
every episode was, I'm at the edge of my seat. I'm like the same feeling that I got when Deku fought
Muscular.
yeah, Muscular, same exact type, but for every single episode. And I was like,
Yeah, it's either
That fight, not that.
really?
That fight. Okay, that's not my favorite fight.
In the
for me.
context of the anime, that's the best fight.
Oh yeah,
And,
yeah,
okay,
for fact.
See, I stopped watching the anime, like, probably right after that arc. But even then, like, that fight never really got me as hyped. I was just like, okay, great. You broke an arm. Here's this whiny kid. Let him die. Teach a lesson. I really didn't have any sympathy for the kid.
Yeah, you know what? You have a point, but it was still nonetheless
No, but the fight was
still
great.
pretty sick.
Yeah. No, it was
And
sick
the
as
animation
fuck.
was fucking fire
No,
too.
sick as fuck.
We'll have an episode on Mid Hero.
Yeah.
Excuse
Well,
me,
there's
that's Shield Hero.
there's
Thank you.
Mid Hero, which is Shield Hero, and then there's
Mid Hero Academia.
Mid Hero.
Oh my lord.
No, don't you mean My Villain Academia?
No,
That shit was okay. You're telling me that wasn't mid?
We're still not even there
it
on the
was worse than
animation.
Mid.
It-
No, we already got to My Villain Academia.
We did,
I
but we
stopped
didn't fully get there.
halfway through, or at the beginning of My Villain Academia. I couldn't keep up with it, but I need to catch up.
That's a high five
No, you
right
don't.
there, Richard.
It was okay.
That's a high
I
five
give it
right
a
there.
solid like 4.
Anyway,
Out of
sorry.
10.
Back to your.
I'm sure it's necessary in the grand scheme of things,
No.
but
No.
Okay,
Dude.
So retroactively going back to Angel's
beginning of
point.
Chimera and arc vibes.
No, we already had this. We had this already. We had this. Do not
Alright,
make me speak
anyways,
on my hatred of this.
continue.
But yeah, going back to the characters and all that, like I will agree with Sarah on this. There was this like main trio I don't hate at all. Like every single one of them has what it is meant to be a character. They're individually a freaking person, and each and every one of them has a personality that you can like.
100%.
It's not like soccer. Oh my god, I need Sasuke. Like she did that for the whole like Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Like what the fuck is wrong with
She
you?
wasn't a character.
At all.
Nope.
She was a punching body bag. Like her power was screaming Naruto.
Yeah.
But like it was just
gassing my boy up.
yeah, bro. Come on. But in general though, like it was something that I generally found enjoyment out of. That I said, okay, cool. This is an anime that I know is gonna stick around for a while. And going back to how you said where it took like the best elements of each and every manga or anime, it did, and it didn't get bored like boring for me. It didn't cross any lines to the point where I'm like, oh, this is a lot like Bleach or this is a lot like Dragon Ball. It didn't do that. It felt very refreshing for a shonen.
I think the best way I can think about it is that you can tell that this was written by a guy who grew up reading, watching manga and anime and was a fan and loved these authors and stories they wove so much and was inspired. You know what? I want to write my own story, but I'm going to kind of like step on like the shoulders of the people who came before me and kind of use some of these elements because I love them so much and I
Correct.
want to impart that to my readers.
He turned that into his own thing. You get me? Which is,
Yeah.
I will congratulate for you. Like I will congratulate you.
He
for
did
that.
he did a
Because-
good job of it.
Correct. A lot of people don't know how to do that. A lot of people can't just take the best elements of thing and turn them into their own stuff. Like people just tend to go, I like that. Copy, paste. Like you can't do that.
Don't forget about the recoloring.
Oh yeah, for a fact.
He literally made the most likable anime character ever in the form of Gojo Satoru.
Oh, for a
Like,
fact.
there's not a single person that I've ever met that has seen Jujutsu Kaisen that's like, I don't like Gojo.
I don't know. He's
Every-
whack.
cool as shit, man.
Everybody
I don't
likes Gojo. He has the white hair. He has the badass anime powers.
He does.
He has the sexy eye shit.
The eyes, man.
Again, no,
He has the eyes.
He has the energy of a DILF, despite the fact not being an
The
actual dad.
voice actor for Gojo
Oh yeah.
is incredible.
And let's
Top
not
tier.
talk about how his character can go from being the most goofiest to then taking shit so seriously.
It is
100%.
That switch on its own is
so good.
fantastic.
100%.
Like he's a character that was well written for a fact.
No, and he's overpowered to the extent, but it's written into it. It's like it's not like, oh, okay, great. Here's this guy. Again.
Here's this guy.
Yeah,
The
no.
guy's gonna be overpowered because
And
he has
it's
white hair.
Fucking stupid because he's overpowered to the point where it's not even unfair.
It feels natural. It just feels great within like the universe and the powers, and, like scaling and everything.
It's not even unfair because I feel like there's
There is
people
no scaling.
that could take him in a fight. I feel like there's people in this universe that could take him in a fight.
Yeah, because you have to like,
and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
completely believable.
Damn, I was about to get into the manga.
No, no, shut your mouth.
no, we can't.
Shut your mouth.
We
mouth.
can't. No. It's so.
I literally said, my brain said, "Oh, but what?" And I just shut
Okay,
up.
even if we keep it in the context of the anime, like he literally says it right at the beginning when Yuji directly asks him, "Can you beat Sukino?" And he's like, "Well, if he eats all the fingers, it would be hard."
But probably.
He
It'll
literally
be hard.
He literally admitted that it'll be hard, that he would
Yeah.
struggle.
Yeah.
So that tells you, that literally puts in perspective how strong, not only how strong he is, but how fucking strong the world around them is.
Yeah. I think also kind of comes down to like technique as well. Like Jujutsu Kaisen, the thing I really enjoy about the power scaling dynamics, it's not just about raw power. You also have to be able to creatively implement it and use it to your technique to a point that it's usable. Because if not, you're screwed. Because Yuji, you'd think, oh yeah, he just ate the finger of like this demon lord juice. He's totally gonna have some rockin' powers at the gate. No, he's a little bitch for like the solid. I'm pretty sure the entire first season, or at least the majority of the first season, until he learns some technique.
No, he doesn't even have any techniques.
He does.
Exactly.
That's what's crazy about
that's-
Yuji. He doesn't have any techniques.
That's the point.
After
It's
eating,
literally raw strength.
after eating the
And look,
finger
see how
of
well
like,
that
the
worked for him.
strongest sorcerer in history, he doesn't have a technique.
How many people have been down an arm so far? How about a heart? How well is that working for him? Huh?
Yeah, like if it wasn't for Sukuna, like Yuji would have been dead.
No, he would have been.
He would
He would have been dead first episode.
clap.
But he
Yeah.
would have been a sorcerer.
I know.
Yeah, but you know what? But then he wouldn't have been able to save anyone, so he wouldn't have been able to
Keep
fill
his-
his dying grandfather's fucking wish, whatever the hell it was. Sorry, no.
Oh my God, Sarah!
I
making
love-
fun of the
Damn.
dead grandpa.
Listen,
I
I love
like
Yuji.
it.
I love, I love
Good shit,
Yuji.
keep it up.
I love
Keep
Yuji,
making
but that
those
motivation's kind of dumb. It's
Yeah,
kind of dumb from at the beginning.
But that's the thing. Yuji, that's what I think is incredible about Yuji's characters, and that's actually what the next question I wanted to ask you guys is: not how do you feel about the characters, but how do you feel about their motivations? Right? Not who your favorite character is. We'll get there. But how do you feel about character motivations? Because watching Jujutsu Kaisen, you can see that every character, yeah, they have this overarching story if they want to do what's good for the school,
Mhm.
but everybody has an individual motivation and an individual goal. Right? So Yuji, he wants to be a strong sorcerer to protect his family, his friends, to keep up with the dying wish of his grandpa, right? But at the same time, you could tell he has a personal goal of strength, of wanting to live. Yuji, I've always read into this, but I feel like he has a very strong fear of death.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for a fact.
sure.
Right?
And it's clearly shown in the actual anime. Like
Yeah.
you can tell where he's essentially fighting the special great
Yeah.
demon.
Oh, the finger,
not
the
demon,
finger, the finger. It's
but-
literally called the finger eater.
Yeah. Like he's all acting, I can do this. I'm gonna buy them enough time. This is and that, and then slowly as his fingers just start literally
Disintegrating,
evaporating,
yeah.
disintegrating from like existence.
I don't
He's
wanna
like,
die.
I don't want to die. Fuck this shit, and then boom, so gonna fucking.
That
goes,
was the
"Okay."
turnaround for me with Yuji's character. That's the point where I'm like, okay, yeah, I love you, Sunshine Child. That's when I actually started to like him as a character because I'm like, oh,
He's
like,
realistic.
if I die, it's fine. Like, no,
He
every
realizes it's not fine
battle
really quick.
shown in like main character that says that is lying through their teeth,
Correct.
and you actually realized it. So now you can grow. Great.
Yep.
That's one of the things I like about
And that also brings me over back to the character like Kukisabe,
Yeah.
right? Where everybody's like, oh, it's going to be the traditional anime girl where she's just cute and does everything. Fuck no.
it. Love her.
Right? She likes to look cute, yes, but she wants to be a badass motherfucker. That's her whole character arc. And I think that's incredible of she wants to be strong and she doesn't want to be apologetic about it. She doesn't want to fit into these societal norms that they have in this magic society of their wizard fights.
She will fuck you up and not feel bad about it tomorrow.
Oh, I know.
Exactly.
With her anger
Exactly.
aggression. Oh.
So that's how I feel. Like every character has its own motivation and it goes deeper than just surface level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's comparing it to, let's say, something similar like Naruto, right? Neji, I think, is a great example. People love Neji, but Neji's a very one-dimensional character.
Yep.
He's like, I'm part of the Hyuga clan, and I was a subservient clan member, even though our uncles and fathers are twins, and I hate that. It's like, and then he's like, but you beat me, Naruto, so now all the hatred is gone.
And that's about
no, no,
Someone
there's
that
no depth.
I will add that has character on that is Shikamaru. Shikamaru has more than that.
Okay,
Yeah.
Shikamaru has more of a character than fucking Sasuke.
I know for a fact.
Which
That's
is
what I'm trying
the
to say.
deuteragonist of the series.
That's not saying much. Though.
and that's insane.
Yeah.
Like when Shikamaru cried when Asuma died, I cried.
There's a whole arc that is a Shikamaru arc. Like I don't care what anybody tells me. That is not Naruto's arc ever.
It's not.
Ever.
He-
It's
Naruto
Shikamaru.
Naruto beats the big bad for Shikamaru at the end, yeah. But at the same time, it's Shikamaru's story.
Yep.
Right. But that's very far and few between in Naruto. Right. Jujutsu Kaisen, every character has that deep story.
Yeah.
Look at fucking Junpei.
Oh man, it's that scene made me fucking cry. I'm not even gonna lie
Every
to you.
character has their own like deep meaning and deep feeling, right? His mom died. He had a fucking cursed jellyfish. He was bullied, dude.
No,
and,
his
like,
mom. Not only did his mom die, his mom directly died due to actions that, if he hadn't taken, she would have lived. Like if
Yeah.
he hadn't been like, oh, who's that funky guy just standing back of feeders? That seems neat. Maybe I should mosey on over. Literally, if he had like minded his own business just the one time,
yeah, he'd be chilling.
he'd been chilling.
Oh, wait, chillin'.
I forgot how dark that part of the anime was.
No, it's
Extremely.
you would think
Crazy.
Jujutsu Kaisen has the depth and like realness of like a horror anime, but with enough shonen elements that are like, nah, it's fine.
Yeah, for
It's
you
fine.
to classify it as otherwise.
Yeah, otherwise, yeah. But in terms, they do not hold back in terms of the gore, the body horror. Like you see people actually having to deal with injuries of this nature afterwards. It's not like, oh, smack dab mummy bandages, hoo ha ha, it's funny, and it's like, no, you see these assholes dealing with this shit, and it's like refreshing, kind of.
Like when toward the end of the first season when Gojo sees this guy that just wanted to cut them up,
Mhm.
he literally just twists his body into like a bunch
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
different
I love
positions.
that
I'm like,
guy. I love
oh god.
I love that guy so much. He's like, I'm gonna turn you into a goat rack. And when he saw him, he didn't call him Gojo. He called him goat rack.
No, dead ass. It's like you, I'm here for you, and it's so good. Speaking of, talking about coat rack guy, something else that of Jujutsu Kaisen that the creativity out of this world in terms of
Oh, yeah,
powering and
yeah.
the characters.
Oh, yeah, look at the world itself too.
I haven't seen powers this creative since Hunter x Hunter Net
Yeah.
Abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
And
Right.
this is coming from the #1 Bleach fan in all of Miami who loves all the Bankais and Quincy powers from
Boom.
1000 Year Blood's Work.
But you know,
By the way, shout out to Bleach 1000 Year Blood Work coming out fall
can't wait.
2022.
We're getting blessed. Any anime fan is getting blessed during literally fall. Like,
Yep.
you are not going to apologize for the person you become when that comes out, are you?
I'm gonna be walking around screaming Getsuga Tensho, Bankai,
So
everywhere.
long as you don't walk
Bankai.
around with like a
he's
fake
gonna be at
sword.
work and he's gonna be like, "Bang, kai," just fucking slice someone with an iPad. But all right, cool. So, if you who's your favorite character out of everybody? Well, anime wise, that we've seen as of recently. You can even include movie. Who is your favorite character?
Okay.
Can I yell mine?
Go for it.
I'm gonna move the mic away because it's gonna get loud.
Oh god.
Yuta Okatsu. There we go.
That's pretty. I mean, hey, he got his own movies.
I love
clearly.
Yuta.
Yeah, I mean, he took it as a-
Yuta's badass.
Yuta's the fucking man.
Hey, yo, the
bro.
kiss scene though.
Oh,
Hey,
bro.
yo.
Hey, yo.
Bro, you like that kissing with that little underage boy and the
Boy.
12-year-old curse spirit?
Yeah,
Mm.
we're moseying on right on by that.
About that.
He's like, I have a whole segment on it. Give me like 30 minutes. I got you.
No, I love Yuta. I think he has a more compelling or an even better transformation or arc as a character, even comparable to that of Yuji.
Mhm.
He is like almost a complete opposite of Yuji in the sense where Yuji starts off fearless and develops fear, but then grows numb to fear
Mhm.
and grows numb to it. Yuta starts off as scared of everything to strong to compassionate,
Mhm.
which I think is incredible. Right? Yuta is extremely OP, probably one of the strongest anime characters of all time, literally on par with Gojo. Could probably take Gojo in a fight.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he feels like the most human.
His struggle with like
That's
his
deep.
cursed spirit energy and shit is you feel that throughout the movie.
Like, I feel like if anybody like in this room right now got thrusted into Yuta's like point of view, we would all be like Yuta. He is the most human, scared, doesn't know what to do, just wants to seclude himself, literally suicidal, trigger warning, literally suicidal at the beginning
Mhm.
because he's scared of hurting people
Mhm.
because of a power he can't control.
Mhm.
I mean, fuck. How would you feel if you just straight up just started murdering people too?
Just
Like,
the same.
But the thing is, you think that you're possessed because the power's not even coming from you, right? There's this thing that says it's protecting you, but then somebody said, "Hey, kid,
you."
what time is it?" And they're like, "I don't know." He's like, "It's time for you to get a watch," and then a spirit comes out and murders you.
And yeah.
Locker. Oh, there's 4 of you, one locker. Make it work.
Make
That's
it work,
what they
yeah. So Yuta is one of those characters for me. Phenomenal character design, by the
Oh,
way,
Mm-hmm.
right? Has a fucking katana. What's not to love about that?
Mhm.
I think it's the closest we're gonna get to Virgil as an anime character from Devil May Cry.
Mm-hmm.
He is the storm that is approaching.
Stop.
That's a little reference for all my Devil May Cry 5 fans right there.
You know, everyone, the
Um,
memes are everywhere.
but yeah, man, Yuta, top of the line, incredible, crazy curse technique, love it. Copy shit in the movie when he's fighting Ghetto, and Ghetto summons literally like hundreds and hundreds of curse spirit, like little tiny like bug curse spirits, and he killed all of them
No,
with
you-
one attack.
Yuta just said bet.
Yeah, you know. No. He didn't say bet. He said die, and they died.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's so good.
Not even. He just stared at them. He was like,
He literally grabbed the megaphone, said die, and they all died.
Yeah,
like
it's
a death
crazy,
note, just fucking saying. He was like,
Yeah.
like 20 minutes before that in the movie, he was depending on
everybody.
I don't know.
On
On
legitimately everybody.
yeah.
And he was fighting one of the single strongest sorcerers in the history of the Jujutsu Kaisen world.
What's the name? Is Rika? Is Rika's name in the spirit?
Rika was the name of the curse spirit.
Hope you don't okay, help me out, but please don't hurt them too bad, Rika, please. By the end of it, die, bitch. I don't care
By the
anymore.
end of it, he's like, Rika, shove your fists up Ghetto's ass.
What's the name of the one guy that only speaks in
Oh,
ingredients?
Inumaki.
yeah.
There you go. Yeah, so he was so he learned that voice curse voice technique in the span of a year, and he used it to kill all those flying creatures. And if the guy that we first saw with that power tried that, he would probably be like on the ground.
No, he would die.
Pretty
the
much.
reaver will kill him.
Then
Especially with the amount of cursed spirits that he did it to.
Yeah.
It would have killed him.
Yuta is like the perfect balance of naturally high and cursed spirit and like spirit energy, and just kind of depressed enough not to realize how high he is in terms of like power. But you know, I'm just gonna commit it to it. I'm gonna commit to my technique.
You could
'Cause
take over the world if you wanted.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, I can only commit on my technique because I'm not that strong. I'm not that. Where in reality, everyone's looking around and like sweating. Okay, no one's
It's
gonna
like,
tell him.
let's
No one's
hope he
gonna tell
keeps
him.
that bitch energy. It's like, let's hope he keeps that bitch ass energy.
No one tell him. No one's gonna say anything. You're not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything.
Alrighty, what about you, Richard? What's your favorite character?
There are a lot of characters that I love in this anime, and it's only been 24 episodes for me. I love Gojo. I love Yuta, as you said, Norland. But the one I'm gonna go with today is the goat Nanami.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
This guy is such a badass, and he's wearing a suit all the time.
No,
I aspire to be that level of business casual.
He's literally like the. You wanna fuck on me? Let me do it while fucking stunting on you
No,
with
he's
a fucking suit on.
He's like the
such a
Goku
goddamn
drip memes. He's always like posing.
He's a mood because he said, I'm here to do my job. I am paid to do this. That is it. You do not get to talk to me in my off hours. If it's not get done now, you're paying me double for overtime.
Me
and
at work.
he is a mood.
Me at work.
He's like, I will get
Exactly.
this done because I am being paid to do so. Otherwise, fuck off.
No,
And I appreciate him.
weren't you the one that told me when we went to go watch the movie that he wasn't even supposed to be in
He
Jujutsu
wasn't.
Kaisen?
He wasn't
He was
supposed to
just
be in the
there
movie.
for fan service.
Something that I was about to mention. It was very cool in the movie. I don't know if I was the only one that caught this, but I remember at one point during the first season, he was telling Itadori that his record for Black Flashes was, I think,
4.
It was 4. And then I think in the movie, in that small scene where we saw him fighting, we actually see him hit those
Hit the
4 in a
four,
row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. I felt like a beast.
Well, so
Yeah.
shout out to that cursed spirit for tanking 4 Black Flashes
Yeah.
from Nanami.
From his literally critical hit technique.
Yeah.
You can't-
He literally critted 4 times in a row. That shit lived until the 4th.
Yeah. It's fucking fire. But yes, Nanami is.
Yeah, that'll be my choice for today. I love how he compliments Gojo's goofy personality as well.
Oh yeah, he's a straight man in
That's
that like
great.
duo.
All right, sir.
Okay, well, I mean, obviously there's the obvious choice I can go for, so I'm gonna go for the obvious choice since it hasn't been brought up. Gojo is hands down. Listen, I'm a sucker for the mentor characters in animes. There's something about them. Like, I mean, there's a pattern developing. I'm well aware of that. Boku no Hero, I love Aizawa, I love Eraserhead, love that fucker. And yes, most of the time there's a mentor involved, I'll usually end up really like.
You should
that
watch
character.
Great Teacher Onizuka.
Yeah, I know. It's on my list. But Gojo, he is my favorite for a multitude of reasons. Not only is his power, we already touched upon how like just sick as hell his whole power in terms of like the power scaling of the universe is. Like he's on his level of his own, but the creativity again behind it, infinity, the void, the space between. When I first read that, I was actually just pogging face the entire time. I was like, "Are you kidding me? That is wild, and it's just so cool."
His powers, I can control the space between us.
Oh,
See, this is why. Look, let me explain to you why you're stupid and why you can't touch me. While fighting, like
yeah, no,
I love how he's like, touch here, touch
Yeah,
here.
Touch here.
that quote that he says to the volcano curse, he's
Yeah.
like, it's crazy when you're given everything that you can't do anything.
yeah.
I love,
Oh.
I love the when he hits him with the, oh no, it's okay, because you're weak.
Yeah, that's fine.
He hits him with the, and in Japanese he's like, yo, I'm
It was so good, and just like obviously peak character design because he can't beat a white hair like just anime man. Just obviously
sexy eyes.
just great eyes and all that jazz. But he just in character, he has like a lot of depth to him, which I appreciate because obviously he comes off just a first goofy character, so strong, doesn't give a shit. But you can tell as you go on like for the rest of season 1 and even in the the movie, he cares enough about his students to want to give these guys a chance to like reforge the kind of the world and shit because he clearly is not happy with how things are being handled in Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, hey, he calls those old geezers assholes every chance, literally every chance he gets, and if not, he will make with that chance, which is awesome. And you can tell that for as flippant as he may act, he cares about all of his students, which aren't that many of them, but they're enough that he's like, you know what? No, I'm going to take the time to train you guys to stay the fuck alive because you're not dying while I'm not going to let you go out into the world where you're so likely to die with all this shit around.
Yeah, more on what you said before about Gojo hating the old geezers.
Yeah.
It gets to a deeper point where I think Gojo represents change in the Jujutsu world, right?
Yeah.
He represents a new coming, a new superpower, right?
Mhm.
Bringing with him a change in power dynamics, but also how they view the world.
Mhm.
And that scares the old people, but it's important too.
Mhm.
Because he's like, because he sees how quickly they're dying out, how stronger the curses are getting, because the old way just isn't working anymore. And he's trying to usher in that change,
Mhm.
but he's fighting against it. So he's starting small, he's starting where it counts, and he's starting with the students.
Which is fantastic. I mean, hey, he vouched for not one, but two of these fuckers with special grade curses attached to them. You're like, it's fine. I'll watch out for them. I'll train them. And if they get too messy, you know what? I'll kill them myself.
Because Gojo can easily go and kill all the heads of all the families, no problem.
If you want to, yeah.
But he can't do that because that's not going to spark change.
Yep.
No.
At all.
People just write him off like, oh, here's that one revolutionary dude who went.
And this is why I hate Noritoshi Kamo from the Kyoto school.
Yeah.
Because he represents everything that Gojo and the Tokyo school are different, right? He represents the old way, and they're trying to usher in a new age.
But he's got a sick power, though. You got to give him that.
Oh, look at me. I control my blood.
Oh, no, I was thinking of a different dude. I was thinking of the old guy. It's my bad.
Which old guy?
The fucking rock
Oh,
star.
Principal
Oh.
Gaku.
Yeah. Dude who
Just fucking
shreds.
jam out, dude.
Well, his power isn't the guitar. The power is the sound waves he can
Sound waves.
control from the guitar.
He shreds. That is his power in my heart.
he's like a slasher.
But yeah, no. So I could go on and on about like just why I love Gojo, why his fight scenes fucking fantastic, all that jazz. The way he acts with Fushiguro is like, hey, it's my student. Call me Sensei. It's just fun. It's just the fun that he can kind of levity he brings around is just delightful. Though close second would be the medical examiner bitch because she just looks tired and that's a mood. Yes. She's not having it. She's like,
Sleepy all
I'm
the
not
time.
paid. I'm not paid enough for this. I'm very much not paid enough.
Well, when
for
you're like the only person in the world with competent reverse curse technique other than Yuta,
Yeah.
and Yuta's off in fucking Africa with Miguel.
Yeah. So, it's fine. It's fine.
Miguel was the best character in the movie. Argue against.
Dude, Miguel's strong. Miguel held his own against Gojo.
He did.
Again, that also proves to you that Gojo isn't unkillable.
No, he's not. Which
Yeah.
is great about him because he doesn't feel like this unreachable pinnacle. He feels like a really strong character who can make a great opponent for someone and really make them work for it. But if someone does the right thing, goes for his weakness, that's
He's
that.
dead.
That's true.
That's that.
All right. I mean, as for me, best friendo. I have to go with fucking Toto.
God, I'm trying not to laugh.
Tamila-chan.
Bro, like, I don't know. Like, I remember first seeing him on the actual like on screen on the episodes, and I was like, oh yeah, this guy is gonna fucking do wonders in this fucking anime. Like,
this is it.
this,
He's it.
this, I know he's gonna have some fan service of some type.
Yeah.
Yes,
No.
brother.
Yes, brosa. Bro, I just really enjoyed that, like, I forgot what episode we were on,
Yeah.
where he's essentially training Itadori. Like,
They're fighting and he's training him.
correct.
It's
Yeah.
incredible.
It's fucking fantastic.
It's incredible.
Like, he literally said, oh, you can hold your own against me? All right, bet. Now I'm training you.
You know what I think really piqued Toto's interest?
Mm.
the fact that he was keeping up with him without using any cursed energy or
Yep.
cursed technique.
Yeah,
He was
because
keeping up with him
Itadori's
with
pure raw strength.
straight
No, he
fighting.
is.
That combined with the fact that they have the same taste in women.
That no.
Oh my god.
That scene where he just starts crying.
The
kills me.
dichotomy between Yuji and his best friend Fushiguro is incredible.
I love it.
Because Fushiguro is like, actually, I don't judge a woman by her looks, more her intelligence and the way she conducts herself. And Toto starts crying. He's like, you're a filthy liar.
You are a weak, spineless bitch, and I'm going to punch you in the ground for spreading such blasphemy.
Bro, that was hilarious.
So good.
when Toto started crying in that scene, I
That
lost
was so
it.
good. No, the
I
flashback.
also love the fact that his motivation is just his fucking idol. Like,
He's great.
Takada-chan.
You would think that it would feel like superficial, but it doesn't. Like
I
you know that
know.
is very in character for you, and I love that for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I mean, a close second would have to be Megumi.
Oh
He's
yeah, no,
great.
for sure. No,
I love
He's-
his curse technique.
He's a
He's
very
great.
close second.
Yeah.
And mainly because I love his character.
So good.
He's
He's dope.
relatable.
Yeah.
And not only that, he's just dope. Like
He's
the
like
fact-
better Sasuke.
way better Sasuke.
Yeah.
Way better Sasuke.
He's like he takes the edgy, quiet character and makes it really cool.
dude, I don't know. Like his curse technique is badass to me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like
He's so badass. He's got like so much potential. and shit.
thimbles.
no way. What was the other? It was like me.
That's
the
the demon
fucking
dog.
demon dogs.
Demon
Demon
dog.
Ugh.
Love
Yeah,
it.
he has extremely high potential. I think that's probably one of the reasons why
The rabbits are these.
Sukuna in that one episode decided not to kill him.
No,
He was just using them as a punching bag.
you know,
Exactly.
he's
Straight
fascinating.
up. Oh my god.
Sukuna literally said, young boy's good at fighting, horny. I'm not going to kill you.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to
he
say like
pulled a
Hisoka
Hisoka.
kind of thing.
He said-
Yes.
No, you know what it is? He said we're gonna watch your career with great interest, and he's like, you're interesting. Let's see how you develop later on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like but again, I will still give my number one spot to Toto. Like
He's great. He's
He's-
a character. He's got a lot of heart. He plays into these tropes without feeling like obnoxious about it, because you see that big dumb buff anime guy, you're like, okay, great.
and
here's
you
that
think he's we must train because we got to be strong. Like
Yeah.
no, he's the complete opposite. Like
He's
yes,
super strong.
we're gonna train, but I don't really care about that. My main personality is my idol. I'm like, what the fuck?
what type of women do you like? What do you
Toto
like? That's it.
probably has the highest fight IQ out of anybody in the series, even higher than Enemies.
Yeah, when
for
it
sure.
when it does come to it, you can see like how smart he actually is.
Mhm.
And in that one episode where they were fighting, him and Itadori were fighting that one curse, and
Oh, Hanami?
it was, yes, and
Flowers.
it was showing the spores flying toward him, and then it literally says on the screen happened in 0.5 seconds, and it shows him remembering like a scenario and coming up with a solution on how to make progress in
When
the
he
fight.
literally led that fight back to the river where it started just to get the playful cloud,
Yep.
I'm like, this guy's a genius. And I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? And he
And
just
it's
goes like
not like
this.
it's not either.
Itadori escapes, gets a fucking chin and hits it in the face.
It's not even like he's just his dumb luck or his raw strength. No, he's the buff character who acts like a idiot or just. I don't want to say that quirky is the right word.
He's got big muscles and an even bigger brain, even though he looks like a himbo.
Correct. There you go. You actually put it. Yeah, you put it perfectly. Like
It's great.
I don't know. Like that to me stood him out like by a long shot. I was like, wow, you actually have the like big buff character motto, but you got a personality and you're a fucking character that's so likable. Like to me, there was nothing else. That I was like, all right, cool. You know what? Dope.
You know, that's a kind of a trend to Jujutsu Kaisen. Like thinking about it now, I don't think there's a single character I can think of that is actually like straight up dumb.
Miwa.
Like I mean, an actual dumbass. Like Yuji's dumb sometimes, but he's not a straight up idiot.
Miwa's dumb.
Hmm?
Miwa is dumb.
Which one's that one?
The blue haired girl from
Oh yeah, no,
Blue
but
Haired
she's a
girl.
simp. She's a simp. That doesn't count. She's
She is a simp.
independent.
Oh, she's the one that's in for
Gojo, yeah.
Gojo.
She's a hardcore simp. Like
She's every female like audience character.
that is an insult anyway. But no,
Wow.
fighting words.
Well, me too, though.
Wow.
Anyway, but no, it's just that's something about Jujutsu Kaisen, like another thing. But either way, yeah, Toto, deceptive looks, but it's like, oh shit, there's thoughts,
There is.
thinking
Yep.
involved there.
All right. We're gonna go into one more question, then we're gonna head off to our pop off moment because we haven't hit that in a minute.
Mhm.
If you can pick a curse technique, what are you picking? And I say this as who cares, as OP as it is, just by how you think it's badass.
Ooh, I got a good one. I just come up with it. It's pretty original. So imagine my domain expansion, but when I domain expansion, it takes me to a pachinko parlor.
Oh my.
And then when I'm at the pachinko parlor, depending on what I get, it's like gambling luck. Depending on what you get is how powerful you get and how much curse energy is the result.
That is either one of the best things or the most shittiest things.
That's kind of like that's like Kite from Hunter x Hunter.
Yes. That you literally.
That's what it is.
I want.
All right, that's all I'm saying on it. Next guy.
I want my domain expansion to be where I literally go and it's one other person playing rock paper scissors with me, and I always win with rock. I am now gone.
You are now. What is it? No game, no life. Congratulations.
All right.
And I think my symbol would be this. I'm gonna give a big wink to the camera.
My domain
Oh
expansion.
god. Yeah.
We spawn into a little room and there's just a table. We have an old school slapping competition. Whoever gets knocked out first
You know what's
loses.
the first thing that came to my head? You ever see One Punch Man, Richard?
Yes.
You know the scene where he's with Bang and he's playing the game with the hammer and the hat? It's like they play rock, paper, scissors, and then the loser gets
Yes.
the loser has to put the thing on the other hits that, and that's the first thing that came to my mind. I love it though. I love it.
Honestly, I can't think of like an original domain to expand or like an original kind of curse technique. I would have probably something relating to books, knowing me, and like quotes and shit. But in context of the show, the most useful that I would think would, in my case, would just be Gojo's, if only because I hate bugs. And if I had that shit, I would never be able to get stung by a bug ever again. And that'd
But
be
I
great.
feel like you would look at a bug and be like, fuck you can't touch me, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
100%.
Sarah takes off her blindfold at a mosquito. Pew! That shit into infinity.
No, every spider crossing my path. Ooh, you were in the wrong room today, motherfucker. Bang.
And the spiders
You
just
chose the wrong motherfucker today.
That's like 100 just for like the ease I could just do with that. But yeah,
you just see like a little spider just like
I mean,
flop over.
yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of like all these curse names wouldn't really be useful like on a day to day. Like Nanami's great, but okay, I can get a critical hit.
What are you talking about? Richards was perfect.
No. I mean, in terms of the character, no, that's fantastic. Great.
Richard has a
Oh,
perfect. What would be your symbol that you would use, Richard? What what would be your hand sign?
he just
I'll probably be like, I don't know.
Be like,
he
A Millie Rock.
He does like he's like a Millie Rock, but then it ended up in like a wing.
I feel like you'd get the stance of like the Hispanic mom with the chocolate, just getting ready with the wind up and just like.
He just has a boomerang.
oh, yours already exists here, and he's like this. He's like, yo, what do you think?
I don't fuck. I want to create my own, but that one's just fucking perfect.
Yeah.
You know how many people you can just fucking put in there and just be like, all right, come on, bitch.
Dude, if I had that shit while at work,
Oh my god, that'd be useful.
you just walk up to hit the Millie Rock, and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
You're like, domain expansion.
I can imagine Richard going, "Yori Tenkai." And then it's just some poor old woman just fucking like with her face bashed in.
I was just trying to pick up my armor.
Too bad.
This is what you get for asking me to set up your device without a fucking iCloud backup. Fuck. I mean, damn. That's
You know, shoot something from the show. Like, honestly, if there's any like the heart to like, yeah, you know, that'd be sick.
no. I really want to be creative with though. I would want my domain expansion to be like a super dark fucking room. Like I want no one to see anything.
I got a really good one for you, Angel.
Oh my lord.
I got a
for
really
it.
good one. And this one also applies to Richard if you want to use it. Your domain expansion, you take him to a gym and you challenge them to a weightlifting contest. Whoever lifts the most weights wins, and then you drop a weight on
the trick
other
is
person.
they can never be as strong as me.
They can never be as strong as you.
They're like on their fucking squat. You just fucking kick their knee.
Who can ever do more sets?
That's not a bad one. I would so want it to be like a fucking dark ass room to the point where I'm just like, all right, bet if you can fucking catch me, you're out. But if not, you have like a timer, and then from that point on, you just fucking randomly explode into infinity. But then like the actual moral is like, you can't see me, but that's because like my own domain expansion shrunk me to like the size of an ant, and I'm like in the corner of a room.
No, you just gotta like your activation would be this, and you gotta have to hear the John Cena theme playing at all times,
You can't
so they think that they're fucking invisible.
Yeah, that's how you activate it.
I'm like,
No, it's like a smoke screen. Oh shit, this guy's invisible, but he's still my size. I can feel him out. It's like, guess what, bitch?
It's like that one.
You can't
It's like
see.
that one that bleach. It's like that one bleach bankai of like the blind death guy.
Yeah.
I take away all your senses.
Now, you know what?
But like cooler because they explode like in 30 seconds.
Oh, man.
And it's not just a room of like darkness.
Thinking of it, I think I thought of a better original one, and I'm just gonna probably name it as Florida Man. Domain expansion goes up. You show up like in the middle of like some fucking random Florida highway, go down, pick up any alligator, smack someone in the head with it,
Oh my god.
and it's just infinitely smalling alligators. They're not gonna bite me. It's my domain. Fuck you. Deal with this. You ever deal with like 200 pounds of alligator being thrown at you?
Everglades domain expansion.
That has, yeah.
Everglades. And it's like the cane symbol. Yori Tenkai.
Exactly.
man.
There you go. Like to see you deal with an alligator, motherfucker.
Oh my god. No,
Domain, again, just the fact that we can like talk about so much about this, it just goes to show the power dynamics are so cool.
The
Just
shitty
so-
thing is that all these sound like possible powers.
I know.
You know what it reminds me of a little bit in a sense, like JoJo stands and shit. Half the JoJo stands you've told me about, I'm like, no, there's no way. There's no way.
Fuck
That-
JoJo.
Well, we'll have an episode on this.
100%.
1v1.
And you know what? Be ready, because I've seen the whole fucking show.
You've seen all the parts?
I've seen all the parts,
you're
and I actually
good.
despise it.
I hate you. We'll talk about it.
All my knowledge JoJo comes secondhand, just like all of my knowledge of Naruto
You
and
see,
One
I do
Piece.
that because then anybody who tells me you're gonna get the fucking four parts,
No, you're
watch
not.
it." I will agree. Joseph is hilarious. By far, my most likable character.
Yes.
I can never get into the art.
No.
Pop off moments before I get really angry.
All right. You want me to start?
Yeah,
You can
go
start.
for
All
it.
right, but I'm gonna go with how fucking badass the fight scene was with what's the name of the special grade?
Which one?
Which one?
The one where Sukuna takes over
Finger eater?
Finger Eater. Where he's just like
That's the one in the jail.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Mhm.
So he's just like, all right, fuck, I healed his arm by accident.
Shit.
He's like, fuck this. He's like, all right, come on, let's go fucking kill these people. You see the fucking special grade just fucking throwing the massive like titty fit of life
Hmm.
and just fucking attacking. He's like, come on, dude. And then he's just like, you just don't fucking learn, and just bunk, fucking murders the fuck out of him.
Dude,
And
he
he's
does a
just like,
fucking, Yori Tenkai.
bro,
Mhm.
I lost it. I was like, you have my respect. You're literally toying with the motherfucker,
100%.
and you're being funny about it. Like, and
Suka-
even after he attacks, you're still going back like, don't be stupid. Come on, listen to me. Let's go fuck some people up so I don't kill you. And things like,
And Sukuna's like, cool, free
all
finger.
right, cool.
Hug.
Fuck you.
Sukuna is a total bastard, and I love him for it. It is hilarious.
Oh yeah.
The dichotomy of Sunshine Child Yuji here, and just I'm going to kill as many people if given the opportunity. Understand this, Sukuna.
Here's a theory time for me. And I'm just gonna make this quick. Don't you guys think it's kind of weird that Yuji kind of looks like Sukuna? They kind
Oh
of
no,
look
it
alike?
no, yeah, no, for sure. It is definitely
Like I
there's
understand
something
it's like
stuff
they
there.
show he's in his body, but I think they actually look alike.
There's something there that they're gonna.
Because
That's
even like when they show Sukuna in like the past times,
Yeah.
his silhouette is just like Yuji's.
Yeah.
No.
Also, fun fact, I didn't know that until after I had finished everything.
Mhm.
Those actual markings
Mhm.
are not really there.
They're not there. No,
Yeah, I don't know that.
that's
for a
just for
while.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The eyes are there.
Hmm.
Which is kind of the eyes are there,
Yeah.
but it's cool though. I thought the concept of it was
It's
pretty
badass.
dope, and then it just when I found that out, it just made me laugh a little bit harder on the inside when I found out that people were actually getting those markings tatted, and I'm like, you look stupid.
It's like Demon Slayer. The water isn't
The
there.
water
The fire
isn't
isn't
there,
there.
Yeah.
That's the hill I will die on. It is cooler imagining that
It
these
is there,
swords
yeah.
spawn this shit. Otherwise, it's lame. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
it's lame.
Yeah, okay, then it's
It's
lame.
Demon Slayer. It's lame.
It's mid-slayer.
That's right. I'm starting a fight.
And then just the second one is literally when Sukuna fights Gojo, and Gojo just sits on his fucking back. He's like,
In front of my student.
he's like, yeah, I gotta show off in front of my son. I can't look like
He
a
fucking
weak
grabbed
bitch.
him and like threw him into a building.
Ah, he'll be back. in a
That
second.
was fucking
I'm gonna rewatch that
badass.
scene once we finish.
So
the
good.
podcast.
I'm gonna get home and
so
be like,
good.
All right, Norland.
so pop off moment for me. It's another finger eater scene, weirdly enough. But it's the second time he shows up, and it's when Megumin fights him. Because I think that showed his progression as a character of, oh my god, fuck, I gotta run, this shit's gonna kill me too. No, I can take this bitch. I can take this guy on. And he does, and he kicks his ass, has his own domain expansion and everything. I'm like, damn, that's cool as fuck. Like, that, it does, like, no explanation needed. It's just badass. And it's probably one of the most badass scenes in the entire anime.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was the moment where it's like, ooh, he surpassed the limits, but it felt natural. So I'm like, yes, rooting for you. Go get it.
It felt like the character got stronger as the story went on, and
Correct.
the fruits of his labor showed.
Yeah, for sure.
Richard.
There are a lot of pop-off moments that I really enjoy. I could choose from a variety of Gojo pop-off moments, but I think
The floor is yours, dude.
I'm gonna go with when Nanami and Yuji finally get Mahito,
Oh.
and they just start ganging up and beating him
When they
up.
start fucking gangbanging him, bro, with like
Exactly.
gang violence, I love it.
And so, and the reason I like that scene a lot is because people put the audio behind a gang initiation video. Where it goes like, fight back. And it's just them freaking curb stomping him and going in on him. So I thought that was cool. And it showed kind of, I feel like Nanami was beginning to respect Yuji on a sorcerer level there as well.
He was able to keep up with Nanami, which
Exactly,
is the hard
yeah.
part.
Impressive.
And Nanami's
Very
a
impressive.
grade 1 sorcerer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
His technique is just fucking
Well,
phenomenal.
and to be fair, Yuji is special grade, but
Yeah.
because of what he has inside him, not because of him.
He's growing into it. I know.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
honestly, same deal with like kind of Richard in terms of pop-off moments. Almost any moment with Gojo is just like a pop-off moment, but immediately when it comes to what comes to mind is in the fight against Frankenstein looking bitch. I don't remember his name. I
Mahito?
don't. Thank you.
Mahito.
When Sukuna like, I told you once not to try touching my soul, and now here we are.
Oh,
Get
yes.
fucked.
When Yuji breaks into the domain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That scene where it's like I could feel the malice. I'm like, I don't even like you,
I felt it
But
in the
I-
pit of my chest. I'm like, oh, that's terrifying.
but I feel
Yeah.
afraid for you. Go off, run.
when the king of curses, fire, and poison tells you, bro,
you
step
fucked.
the fuck back.
Yeah.
You step the fuck back. Like,
You're too close.
No.
Step back. It's like I went into your area and you're too close to me. Leave. It's like I walked into your house and told you, all right, I want to sit here. Leave.
Not even. It's like I walked in your house. You're fucking your wife. I'm telling you to get out so I can finish because frankly, you're in the way here.
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah,
That's fair.
Yeah, yeah, I'll give it to you. That's a
That's. I'm sorry. That's in his entire.
no.
his
I
entire
give
vibe.
it to you. I give it to you. Oh my
But
god.
that scene, that was the first time I actually felt like, okay, wow, I understand why everyone's so afraid of this character because I'm obviously watching anime. You're like, oh, okay, whatever. This is just another big bad. I'm like, okay, no, I feel the malice. I get it. Yep, that's nope. Yeah, I get it.
Also, I love how as the series goes on, Sukuna's title gets bigger. Originally, he was just the king of curses. Then he became the king of curses and fire.
Yeah.
Now he's the king of curses, fire, and deadly poison. And in the manga, there's more.
Hmm.
His title just keeps growing.
It's great.
See, we have a comment from Water Bottles in the chat. Jujutsu Kaisen is actually the best new gen, undisputed. The manga is so fire.
Yes, water.
Oh yeah,
bottles.
I will agree with you.
Fact.
I don't think anybody here will actually disagree with you on
No.
this one. Like
In the new generation of Shonen Jump anime, it hits the peak.
Mm-hmm.
It knocks out all its competition out of the water.
Mhm.
Fucking Sakamoto Days Who, Spy Family what? No.
Hmm.
It hits everything you love
Anya.
from a bunch of different anime.
Delightful.
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
no, just in terms of like the fighting and like the genre it occupies, it's peak. Like in what's coming out now,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is just.
We
Who?
also can't forget to talk about. I know as collectively, none of us said this moment, but personally to me, watching the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero movie,
Yeah.
I was like, all right, this is fucking crazy.
Mhm.
When he was using this guy as a fucking punching bag, when Gojo was literally going
Oh my
Boom,
god.
boom.
When he used him as a Wung Chun
a
sting,
Wing Chun, there you go, yes.
and he was just like fucking beating Miguel's ass. I was
oh
like,
my god,
I was like,
Miguel was taking the
my god,
Miguel
Daddy.
was taking the beating of a fucking lifetime,
And he was
like,
taking it like a champ.
oh, for a fact, but
Gojo literally said, "Bend over, boy."
Hey, yeah.
hey, yo,
Hey, yo, but is he beating Goku though?
But is he being Goku of age though?
Oh, 100%.
There we go.
Oh yeah, he's
The
Goku
AIDS
with
power
is
down
there.
Goku considerably.
Yeah, but no, that whole scene. I remember I was watching it. Like I went with Norland, my girlfriend, and I was just like,
I think we talked about that scene for like 10 minutes
we
straight.
did.
after
I was
the
like,
movie
oh
ended.
shit, this man legit fucking uses me as a winch up fucking like machine. I was just like, yeah, you know what? Yeah,
It hits different, man. It's just like every hit you felt, I'm like, oh, and when you think it's gonna stop, it doesn't.
And then he kicks him across like 10 buildings.
yeah. That I feel like that scene alone was enough to almost compare with fucking Utah in the whole fucking movie.
100%. 100%. Because everybody was there for Gojo and Utah. And when they got the Gojo part didn't disappoint.
Yeah, like I would tell you this, like the Utah part got like 9 out of 10. Gojo got an 8.9 out of 10.
For real.
No,
For real. Because that final Utah fight was incredible. To the fucking Rika Kamehameha. To when he does Black Flash. To everything. It's incredible.
So good. It's so good.
Yeah, no, it really is. Like I feel like that pretty much wraps everything off. We went through everything. You guys have any other comments left to say?
Anime only watchers, just wait. It's going to get so much more real.
Oh, perfect.
So should I? Is the
Yes.
manga worth?
Yes.
No,
reading
no, no.
it?
Yes.
If you have the opportunity to read the
Yes.
manga, read
Read
it.
the
It is
fucking
actually
manga. It's fantastic.
Read it.
yeah.
The- I've said it
And
once.
even the art style is great.
I've said it once. I'll say it again.
Yeah.
When you read the Jujutsu Kaisen manga, you can see the fight in your head.
No, yeah.
The author draws it in a way where he literally does it perfectly, where you can imagine the fight.
Put it
How
to
it's
you
gonna
like,
be.
And I know and Mappa does a really good job of
Mappa is
adapting.
100% faithful.
Yeah.
I saw.
put it to you like this. If we would also be talking about manga, my character favoritism would have been so different.
This would have been a 2-hour episode if it was manga.
For a fact, all my choices would have been
Yeah.
clean slate.
Thoughts on Shibuya? Hype! All right, that's all we can say because Richard's anime.
Yeah. Wild.
I can't
Maybe
wait
next
to
time
fucking,
water bottles.
Nah, watch. If you start reading it, I promise you're not
It's
gonna. It's not
worth-
gonna disappoint.
It's worth the
Start
read.
reading it on day off.
Maybe I need
Because
to
you're gonna
invest
get
on an
because you're gonna
iPad
get to
mini.
the point and you're gonna be like, fuck.
fuck.
It conveys motion so well in terms of fights and everything that it just like I'm usually someone like, okay, but it's fight heavy. Why am I gonna want to read it? Because I want to be able to see it. No, the author does such a good job of conveying the motion through the drawings and everything. It kind of reminds me now that I'm reading it of Record of Ragnarok in a sense that they have such a good
love Record of
sense
Ragnarok
of like
so
that
fucking
fight.
much.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Oh my god! If we ever do a manga episode, Angel, we have to talk about Record of
Because that
Ragnarok.
anime
down.
wasn't good.
Or
Right?
Shimatsu. No, the anime's fucking trash.
Okay.
But the manga of
Thank you.
Shimatsu
Same
no
thing with Berserk.
Valkyrie is literally a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
But I could talk about fighting.
Hakari
anime
equals
manga.
goat. Spoilers, man. I don't even know.
Hey, fuck you. Oh, no, I'm kidding. We're just mainly trying to keep it anime based.
Water bottle knows.
The water bottle does know.
Water
though.
bottle knows.
No.
All right, guys. I guess that wraps up episode 7 of Weebs and Gamers Anonymous. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, I'll catch you again, and we'll catch you again next week.
My brother.
Beste Freunde.
See you, best of friends.